Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys what a full day of eating, a low commitment, easy and quick recipes look like for me. There are some days where you could spend 6 hours in the kitchen making ravioli from scratch, and then there are days where you just want to be in and out of the kitchen. You want to get your meal and go, but you still want a home cooked meal that tastes good. So today I'm going to show you guys my go-to meals when I want that. For breakfast I'm going to be making some knockoff Turkish eggs. For lunch I'm going to be making a curried lentil soup with homemade croutons, and for dinner I'm going to be making a rice and meat Palau, and for dessert I'm going to be making some brown sugar coated Nutella bombs. So if any of these dishes sound appealing to you, stay tuned and let's get on with the video. So for breakfast we're making knockoff Turkish eggs. Turkish eggs are basically poached eggs in a bed of a herb and garlic yogurt topped with a paprika butter. Unlike traditional Turkish eggs, which involves a poached egg, I'm going to be making a scrambled egg. I cut up my baguette lengthwise. Take a piece of your baguette or your sourdough toast and then go ahead and place it in a hot pan with a little bit of oil or butter. Then you're going to go ahead and take it out of the pan and let it set aside. Then I like to crack open 2 eggs into a bowl, whisk them all together, scramble it all up, and then I like to turn down the heat, cover the pan, and let the residual heat and steam cook my egg the rest of the way through. 2 things that I like to add to my plain yogurt is garlic powder and dried dill. Obviously some salt and pepper. Mix that all up. Now the final component to Turkish eggs is the paprika and red pepper butter. Just melt some butter in with the hot sauce. At this point you can take your toasted baguette and add a dollop of your herb and garlic yogurt. Top that off with your scrambled egg, and then you can add a drizzle of your hot sauce butter. And that is how you make knockoff Turkish eggs. I'm gonna go ahead and eat this and then I'll be back for lunch. For lunch, I'm gonna be making a curried lentil soup. Lentil soup is already super easy. I'm just kind of spicing it up with some curry powder. To start, I'm gonna go ahead and peel the carrot and potato. Dice these up so that they're relatively even-sized chunks. Peel and dice 1 yellow onion, and then peel and mince some garlic. That's all the prep work that you have to do. You don't have to be very particular about any of the cutting because you're gonna blend it all together anyways. Once that's all cut up, you can go ahead and toss everything into a heated pan with some olive oil. Because we're not using a super high heat, I don't mind using olive oil and it adds extra flavor to this soup. Then I'm going to add in my lentils, add in some spices and a bouillon cube, cover that all with water. Let that all come to a boil and simmer for about 20 to 30 minutes. Once everything is nice and tender, you can take your immersion blender and blend it all until smooth. At this point, you can taste the soup and see if it needs more spices, salt, or pepper. If you want to go that little extra mile, again, without having to put in too much work, you can make some air-fried croutons. That baguette that we used from breakfast, I'm taking the other half of it, cutting it up into cubes, tossing them or spraying them with some oil, and then I'm going to toss them into the air fryer for about 8 to 10 minutes. Take those out once they are nice and crisp. Add them into the soup, and you can go ahead and garnish your soup with pine nuts or fresh parsley. And that is how to make a curried lentil soup in under 30 minutes. Let's taste it. If you don't like soup, you will like this. Moving on to our final recipe of the day is a palau. It's a sort of palau. A palau is just rice cooked in the same pot as some vegetables and sometimes beef or chicken or even turkey. Grab a pot, start that out on a pretty high heat to get the ground beef browned on both sides. Add in the diced yellow onion, add in your bouillon cube, soy sauce, and the turmeric. And then you're gonna add in your rinsed and drained rice, some frozen green peas, and some shredded carrot. And cover that all with water. Bring it up to a boil and cover it with a lid and let that simmer on low for about 20 minutes depending on how much rice you have. You might want to leave it in for more or a little bit less. And all you have to do is fluff it up and you can eat. So I like to air fry some cashews. I went ahead and sprayed them with some avocado oil, tossed them into the air fryer for about 6 to 8 minutes, get those nice and crunchy. And then as one more side, you can make a garlic yogurt to serve over the palau. All it is just some plain yogurt, a little bit of salt, and some minced garlic. Mix that all together and you're pretty much set. And of course you have to have a cashew with every bite. Let's move on to the most exciting and most rewarding part is some Nutella bombs. Desserts are not my forte, but I'm gonna show you guys how they came out anyways. I mean, it looks more like a pie, which makes sense because it's puff pastry. So maybe I should call them Nutella pies. All you do is you take a burrata, which is kind of like a puff pastry dough, let it thaw on the counter for like just under 10 minutes. You're gonna cut it 4 times one way, and then you're gonna cut it just once the other way. So you should have a total of 8 pieces. Then you're gonna add a dollop of Nutella, fold the piece over onto itself, seal it shut with your fingers. Once you've made all your little Nutella bombs, you can go ahead and put them in the fridge for just about 10 minutes before you air fry them. You can dip both sides in butter. I'm just gonna air fry it for about 7 to 8 minutes. Let's go ahead and take them all out. They're not a fail, you should make these. It's actually so good. I'm so happy that was not a fail. It actually came out really, really good. Like, this is a dessert I will literally be making when I have like friends coming over. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed all the different low commitment, easy and quick recipes that I laid out for you in this video. These are recipes that I truly make on my busy days where I just can't be bothered, but I still want some good food. So let me know if you try out any of these recipes. And as always, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.